Shalom, Sarah.
Anna, how are you?
Well, kind of sad and confused. You heard about what happened to Jesus, right?
Yes, I did. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Shalom, Anna. Shalom, Sarah. Shalom, Lydia.
That poor teacher. He never harmed anybody. Why would they do that to him?
I heard they beat him badly before he was crucified.
Are you talking about Jesus?
Oh, how horrible it was that he was crucified like a criminal.
What are the disciples going to do now?
I heard Peter denied even knowing Jesus when they asked about him.
What?
No, Peter said that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he is a fisherman after all.
Anna, what does that have to do with anything?
Did you know that Pilate wanted to set Jesus free?
Really?
Yes.
Why didn't he?
Because a crowd wanted the criminal Barabbas released instead.
Barabbas?
Yep.
Oh, girls, we won't be safe with that one running around.
Did you hear? Jesus was seen in Emmaus.
Well, are you sure? How could that be? He died and was buried in a tomb.
He said he'd raise the temple in 3 days.
Well, yeah, but nothing happened to the temple.
What about the curtain?
Well, yeah, but that's being fixed now by Aramaeus.
Everyone, you'll never guess. I was just talking to Deborah, who heard from Miriam that Jesus was seen in Gethsemane.
What? That's not possible.
You can't be serious.
Well, but he is God's son, after all.
What do you mean? He died.
Yeah, nobody comes back to life.
Yeah, but Mary saw him with Mary Magdalene when they went to the tomb with the burial spices.
That's her, but she's always caught up in the latest whatever.
Cleopas, you look so happy.
I saw him.
Who did you see?
Jesus. Simon and I, we were on the road to Emmaus from Jerusalem, and this man came up alongside of us, and he just talked to us about the scriptures and explained them so much more clearly than we've ever heard before. Simon and I, we were so impressed that we invited him over for dinner. And when he came, it was like a veil was lifted from our faces, and we knew it was him. We knew it was Jesus. Jesus is alive.
This is so hard to believe, but he's so joyful.
Cleopas is telling the truth. I saw him. It was Jesus.
Thaddeus' brother Levi saw him while he was by the Sea of Galilee.
You know, I think you guys are all crazy. I mean, I'm sorry, but nobody comes back to life, do they? Have any of you known anyone to come back to... Saul, when your mom got sick, you know, we all prayed for her to get better. And she'd still die. And when she died, did she ever come back to life again?
Well, no.
No. Lydia, have you ever in your life known anyone to come back to life from the dead?
No, I haven't.
What about Lazarus?
Well, you know, I've heard of Lazarus, and I've heard all the stories, but how do I even know that's true?
Well, Sarah was there. Saw him come out of the grave in his burial clothes and everything.
And Joseph was there too, visiting his mother and sister. They're friends with Mary and Martha. They were with Jesus at Lazarus' tomb.
My cousin Thomas was like you. He didn't believe that Jesus had risen until Jesus appeared to him and showed him the nail scars in his hands and his feet. Then Thomas doubted him no longer.
And you believe your cousin?
Yeah. The master wouldn't have chosen him to be a disciple if he did not trust him. So yes, I trust his word.
It all seems so fantastic. You make a compelling argument, but I'm still not sure.
Cleopas, you saw Jesus alive with crucifixion marks on his body, didn't you?
Yes, it was Jesus.
Timothy, Jesus is the Messiah, the chosen one, God's son. Do you believe that?
I want to believe. I thought I did, but it just seems so impossible.
Well, that's the point. No one could have done it but Jesus, God's son.
Jesus did rise from the dead, just as he said.
I want to believe that.
Timothy, you actually spoke to Jesus early on, didn't you?
Yeah, my family and I, we were at a wedding feast. Jesus was there.
Isn't that where he turned water into wine?
You know, I guess that's a good point. You know, all the miracles that Jesus did. You know, he turned water into wine. He healed the sick. He touched the lepers. Miracles are from God. And if Jesus did miracles and he's from God, then everything he said has to be true, right? And Jesus said he was God's son. I've seen the Messiah. Cleopas, you saw him? I mean, you really saw him? You saw him? Oh. I saw the Messiah. I talked to him personally. Oh, Lord, forgive me for doubting.
We've all doubted, but now we marvel in it.
Right. Guys, listen. Jeremiah and I were talking. This is news we can't keep to ourselves. We have to tell someone.
You're right, Timothy. I know someone who needs to hear this right away. My mother-in-law.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
Rachel.
Steve,
I have
remember when we went to
wonderful
talk to
news.
the innkeeper? I didn't know what to tell him when he asked about Jesus, but now I think I do. You want to go with me?
Yeah,
Let's go talk to him.
Saul, I know you're not much of a talker, but your brother Mark David is having a hard time with Jesus' crucifixion.
I know. I think I'll go talk to him about what I've seen and heard today.
Good man, Saul.
Wait, Saul, I'll go with you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pack up and go to Jerusalem to see my uncle, the rabbi. He really needs to hear all about this.
You know, Timothy is right. Jesus is alive, and we should share this with everyone.
How wonderful. The Messiah lives.
It's the most wonderful thing in the world. Jesus said he would rise in 3 days, and he did. That means that everything he told us is true.
Can you imagine? God's son among us? We should really go tell your children.
The Messiah lives. My God, I praise you and I thank you. There must be someone that I can go tell.